Hey guys, welcome to this week's video, and it is the start of a tag. I want to thank Starlight the Wild Witch, for she has created this tag, and many creators are going to be taking part in it, guys, so you'll have lots of different people to go and check out, which is brilliant. So where do we begin? Well, the very first one is basically, what does Samhain represent for you? Okay, I live in London, which is in the United Kingdom, and specifically England, and I suppose different areas do things in different ways. Now, for me, I have a mixed background. I am a Seder practitioner, but I'm also steeped in a long time in traditional British witchcraft, and so as a high priestess of that, there are things that are still stuck in my mind, which I tend to pull out now and again. So even though Nordic belief systems don't incorporate Samhain as such, we do incorporate that it's winter, or coming into winter, it's the end of the harvest, and so we're entering the dark time of the year. And for Seder practitioners, that is amazing because we can go deep within. Now, I use many methods for that. I use things like this, which is my scrying mirror. I don't know if any of you own one. I should expect a lot of you out there would. And I wrap it in this because it's like a veil to stop it coming through, because it is a portal. So with Seder, a lot of it is about reaching out deeper to your ancestors, to your deities, and just being in depth in journeying. A lot of shamanic practitioners do this. We journey, we get questions to be answered, or we learn, we go on initiations. It's a very exciting experience, and for those embarking on it for the very first time, I would say you will really enjoy it if you're the peaceful sort that like to be in your own company, because a lot of it is very solitary. And as such, excuse me, I'm just wrapping this back up, and as such, when it comes to Samhain, I like to bring in the things of nature. I look at how the animals in the wild, you know, act around this time of the year, how the beautiful leaves that fall off the trees, they're not saying, oh, we're dead. They're saying we're in a transitional period. We are going to be coming back, but this is a time for rest, recuperation, and redoing our minds. And so we cannot look at everything as it's death, because death is another existence, especially for someone in my practice. So of course I like to bring deity in, I like to bring ancestors in. I have my guides and helpers, and it's very close knit at this time of the year. But on an outward thing, I do enjoy seeing the children getting excited, dressing up in all their costumes and going from door to door. And this is something that really wasn't around when I was a child. In England, we didn't really do stuff like that. We made more of a fuss of bonfire night, which is something I don't think other countries take part in, because it is our heritage and history. It's to do with the Parliament being blown up in the 1600s. We do exactly how the American people do in their country. We go door to door for sweets, as you would call candy. We go door to door for sweets and threaten the people if they don't hand them over. Trick or treat. We have pumpkins carved and put outside, or in this country inside, because it's terrible weather. So those traditions have sort of come over in the last few years. I'd say last few years, probably about 30 years. Before that, when I was growing up, the churches would have parties, but not for as they call it, Halloween. It would have been for All Souls Day, where in the Catholic Church, the souls, All Souls Day is like saying prayers for the dead, the ones that we love, that have passed over. It's also a day to connect with saints, which in a way is very similar to us getting in touch with our, you know, helpers, guides, deities, and ancestors in particular. So it's also a time that I find, when you're going within, that you can, you know, read up on things, take up another part of your practice to learn for the following year. We're at the end of that harvest, and it's a beginning time from here to when the nights start getting lighter again. So really till Yule, this period of time is desolate, dark, and can be very depressing for some people. But as witches, we make use of these things. We make use of our time. We make use of the darker nights, so we're not out and about so much. But I do love, as I say, to see the small children jumping in piles of leaves and really experiencing the nature of things, the foggy mornings and the drizzle. And even though I hate the rain, to stand out in the rain and the wind and the darkness of the skies, it's exhilarating if you can cope with it and see it in a different light. But obviously in everyday life, when it's pouring rain and you're getting wet, you don't like that. But when you're in a spiritual mode, you can go out and just stand there and allow it to fall on you, and to accept it and nourish from it. And don't look at all the trees and think, oh, bless them, they're all dead. No, they're not. They're sleeping. They're contained. They're getting their energy and they're containing it, like the animals that hibernate. They're containing their energy and building it up for the following season. The amazing thing about this time of the year, guys, is I like to do things like my drumming. I like to do a lot of the singing, the gulda. I also work a lot with my runes. Now, I have a pouch with my runes, and in this bag is my connection. It's not just runes. It's like going into the hat, the cauldron, going in and taking out what I need when I need it. It's a type of sustenance for me. The messages that I receive from these runes, they help me and guide me. And at this time of the year, these messages get stronger. I'm more inclined to use them almost daily for my help. And I put them upon here. A lot of people have said, why do you do this? Hang on. So that one I picked out was mankind, you know, humanity. And that is a nice one to get. So I would put that upon here, and I would go into my trance-like state, and with the thought of that in my mind, I would see the doors opening and the messages will flow, and I will be given what's needed for the day. And so I would do these every morning when I get up. Again, with the animal kingdom, put more food out for them. The ones that are roaming the streets for food, help them by giving them bowls of water and little things like that. I never throw my bread away. It always goes out for them. And yeah, you'll see all manner of wildlife taking advantage of these gifts. And they are gifts from the gods at the end of the day, guys. You know, whatever comes in your heart, try to do it. Now, that is what it represents to me. It's a time of going within, a time of ritual, which I like to do as well. And I try to bring in some of the leaves from the garden, the ones that have died, some of the beautiful colours that they are. And I just burn incense, sit very quietly. I have a covering for my head, tingle tingle. And you just, when you're going into trance, guys, it's really good to, you know, shut things out. So you just go like that, and you just put it on your head, and you just sit very quietly. And it's amazing what that can do. And I just love it. In fact, I love this. People say, why do you cover yourself in these things? Why do you put makeup on, and like when I do my rituals and I cover myself in runes. The reason for that is because these are symbols that open up all sorts of avenues, all sorts of portals, and so I really enjoy that. Anyway, I'm not going to ramble on because I've got 12 other videos to sort out for you guys, and so each night there will be a different one coming up from the 19th all the way through to Samhain itself, and each one will be a different prompt, and hopefully you'll really enjoy them. So for all of those out there that are doing this tag, have fun, and for all of those that didn't know about it and would like to do it, I tag you to do it. From Starlight, from myself, and from all the other creators, we'll see you in the next one. So wherever you are, whatever time of day, night or evening it may be, I wish you the best ever. House of Avail.